Tesla's trying to block the release of crash data involved in its driver assistance systems, including Autopilot and FSD, which is full self-driving. There's really no such thing that's available on the roads today. They've been advertising this, and the Washington Post filed a lawsuit last year against the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, seeking access to federal crash records when these systems were engaged. Now, Tesla is asking a federal judge to keep that information sealed, claiming it contains confidential details that could give competitors insight into the company's proprietary technology. But here's the problem. This isn't just about corporate secrets. It's about public safety. Tesla insists that revealing the version of hardware and software involved in a crash would allow competitors to assess system performance. But legal experts and watchdogs argue that Tesla drivers themselves can already access that same information in their vehicles, so why should regulators and the public be kept in the dark? Well, you probably already know that answer. So the Post claims that while NHTSA releases some crash test data, it withholds key details such as which version of Tesla's driver assistance software was in use, what the road conditions were like, and whether the driver was actively engaged or sleeping in the backseat, reading a book, or who knows what else they might be doing. You can fill in the blank on that. Now, this information could be crucial to understanding patterns of failure and determining whether certain versions of Tesla's software are more prone to accidents. And if you own a Tesla, you want to know that. Or if you're driving near one, you'd probably want to know that too. Now, let's be clear. This isn't just a media outlet fishing for headlines. The NHTSA's own investigative support the urgency here. And in 2023 alone, Tesla recalled over 2 million vehicles to install additional safeguards to its autopilot system. That same year, the agency launched an investigation into full self-driving, FSD, after a string of crashes, including a fatal one. Now, transparency is not optional when your life or other people's lives are at stake. And Tesla's argument boils down to this. If the public learns too much about how often its driver assistance systems fail, it could hurt the company's bottom line. That's not an acceptable reason to hide safety-related data from consumers, lawmakers, or even regulators. NHTSA, for its part, isn't exactly taking a stand either. The agency claims that some of the Post's requests are exempt from public disclosure under federal law. That leaves Americans stuck in the middle, driving or sharing roads with vehicles that may be using experimental technology without being told how it fails. That could be a problem, whether you're next to the person, in front of them, behind them. Who knows, you could be a part of their accident or their software or hardware failure. And this is especially alarming given Tesla's public stance. While the company marks FSD and Autopilot as advanced and cutting edge, it also insists that these features are not autonomous and still require driver supervision. But anyone that owns a Tesla will tell you, oh, it's got self-driving. And it's all over the news that way, so consumers think that too. That's a contradiction. Tesla wants the brand halo of autonomy, but none of the accountability when things go wrong. Now add in Tesla's upcoming robotaxi rollout into the mix. Elon Musk has announced that autonomous taxi service to be unveiled this year. It's already started in Austin in a very small scale. This would place fully driverless Tesla vehicles on public roads with little to no human oversight. It means no one's in the car but you, the passenger. Sort of like an amusement ride in my mind. But if Tesla's fighting to hide crash data from its semi-autonomous systems today, how much less transparent will it be when no one's behind the driver's seat? And it certainly raises some serious questions about whether the public will have any real oversight into the safety of these so-called autonomous fleets. And they're coming, and not just from Tesla. This isn't just a Tesla problem. There are other companies. Waymo, owned by Google parent company Alphabet, and Cruise, backed by General Motors, are also deploying self-driving cars in select U.S. cities. And there are other smaller companies out there as well. Cruise was recently forced to suspend operations after one of its robotaxis dragged a pedestrian following a collision. That's not good for any of us. And in each of these cases, the lack of consistent publicly available safety data has made it difficult to hold companies accountable, which is, I think, what they really want. Without transparency, we can't compare technologies, understand real-world risks, or regulate fairly. Remember, there's been other incidences as well with Uber when there was a problem in Arizona and someone died. Now we're entering an era where the software, not humans, will be driving vehicles. Not a big fan of that. I like to drive. Otherwise, I'll call a cab. But the rules for safety, accountability, and public oversight must evolve with it, because if it doesn't, this is exactly where we are now. And that starts with demanding full transparency, regardless of what the badge is on the grill. I don't care if it's Tesla or anyone. If you're getting in a vehicle, you need to find out how safe it is before you and your family are in it or part of someone else's accident. We should all be asking ourselves, why is the nation's leading EV manufacturer trying to keep the public from seeing the crash test data? If Tesla's technology is as safe as it claims, it shouldn't be worried about showing the data to prove it. The truth is that the stakes are much bigger than Tesla's reputation. This court case could determine whether tech companies get to shield safety information from the public under the guise of protecting trade secrets. And if Tesla succeeds, it could set a dangerous precedent that other automakers and even industries could follow. And that means you get to know nothing. Accountability doesn't come from PR campaigns. It comes from data. And that's exactly what Tesla is trying to suppress. This is not about attacking EVs or Tesla or hindering innovation. It's about ensuring that when new technologies are deployed on public roads, they're held to the same standards of transparency and scrutiny as any other product that can cost people their lives. Now, if you want to follow along, the court case is WP for Washington Post Company LLC versus NHTSA, NHTSA. The case number is 124 CV 01353. And it's still underway, and we'll be watching that. But the question facing the judge is a simple one. Should the right of the public to know how safe or unsafe our roads are outweigh the right of the corporation to protect its brand image? For Tesla, the answer is clear. Hide the data. For the rest of us, it should be just as clear. We deserve the truth to know. It's the roads that we all share, and I certainly want to know what's going on around me, and I'm sure you do too. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this, and check out our car review channel, Car Smarts. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee, and if you want even more content, check out the links in the description. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.